Well, hey everybody. This week's project is a marble tree. A couple of days ago, my wife came to me and asked if I thought I could make something like this for our youngest daughter. She turned 6 here in a few days. I didn't know. I looked at some pictures, looked on the internet, and did some figuring, and this is what I came up with. There's a lot of fun to build, a lot of challenges that you don't have in most of my typical projects. But anyway, we'll take you through the steps to build this, and if you can build one, they're a lot of fun, and you can save $80 or $90. Anyway, so check it out. All right, let's get started. Well, we have the circles traced starting from smallest to largest. It's 2 3/4 or 70 millimeters, all the way up to 6 1/8, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of 150, 154 millimeters, something like that. I ran the thing through Google conversion. So what we'll do now is we'll cut off, probably cut off the strips. But anyway, we've got to cut the circles out. We'll leave the line. My bandsaw is broken, so I'm going to have to use the handheld jigsaw to cut them. But we'll leave the line, then we'll sand down to the line. Well, it took a little bit of time, but we got all the circles cut out, and I put them in roughly size order. They're very rough right now. You see the pencil line. The pencil line is what we want. And to get to that, I have this combination sander. It's got I don't have one on there because I'm out of them, but it's got the round disc, it's got the belt, and so I'll just take these and let the sander take them down to the line. And I don't think I'll film that because I'm gonna try to put this next to some dust collection, and I'll be running the dust filter fan too, so it'll be pretty noisy, but it's also not very exciting to watch somebody sand. So we'll come back once we have all the pieces sanded. We have the leaves, they're all sanded to the round. And so now we took this is 36 inches off of a 2x4, and we're gonna cut it down into a 2x2. So we'll just take the 2x4, which is 1.5 inches, put it up against the blade and up against the fence. Then we can cut, and we can get 2 of these just in case, or I should say when I messed the first one up. So we'll do that, and then come back to the part where we have to cut the grooves in for the leaves. So I marked out the stem of the tree on how often I wanted the leaves to be attached. And I saw that from this website where I got the rough idea was that it wanted to be about a 2-degree slope and about a 37-degree angle. And maybe I'm not using the right words correctly, but you want it to run from leaf to leaf. This is a test piece I've been working on. So in order to try to figure that out on the miter saw, or the arm saw, where I have no tools to measure that, I went over, I used my regular chop saw that does have the angles, the degrees. So I went 2 degrees on one scrap piece and 37 degrees on the other. And these are those blocks. And I made the bevel, which on this saw, the bevel is this. I made that match this 37-degree slope. And then on the miter, which is what's going to let the marble roll down, I use this piece, which you can't hardly tell because again, it's this is only 2 degrees. So I got the saw there. I ran some test pieces just to make sure. And then on the stem, that'll be actually, well, who knows what'll happen, but I've made the marks on the stem itself. So what I did was I just took the first one at 1.25 inches, which I think that's this. That might be this is 1.25 inches, and I just rotated it 90 degrees, measure another 1.25 inches. So it's this way. Anyway, you get the idea. That way it chases down the tree. So now we'll turn the arm saw on and we'll run that through, and every line will be a saw cut, and every saw cut, of course, will flip it 90 degrees to keep it going down the tree. Okay, so we know it works. And now what we'll do is we'll take the discs, and although I sanded down to the line, we need to sand off the burrs, and we'll sand off the pencil marks on the light side. On the red side, we'll just sand the burrs off, and we'll sand down the tree trunk too, and probably ease these corners with the sander a little bit. So this is the outside of the 2x4. And this was a saw cut, so it's sharp. I'll round it off a little bit. We use 220 grit for the discs. I might have to go a little bit heavier to round that down. And then I have this piece of plywood laying around. It's, I don't know, 16 by 24 or so. I'll cut it into a square, probably whatever this is, square. But you can see it's used, it's got these holes, so I'll cut these holes off, and then I'll make it a square piece for the base, and we'll drill up from the bottom into the bottom of the tree to fix it. So then we'll put some catches around the base so the marbles don't go everywhere. And then I'm gonna take these discs that are sanded, the leaves. Once they're sanded, and I'm going to take them home and I'll either paint them or the website where I got the idea for this said they use some food coloring. So that's what we've got there. All the building is done except for the base, and we'll just do some miter corners on those and take it home, get it ready, and then come back when it's time to assemble it. Well, now that all the leaves are dyed and dried, we'll attach them, and we'll work from the bottom up. So blue is the bottom layer. It turned out pretty good. It faded out in the light. So what we'll do is we want to fix them in here. We're going to use 2 different kinds of glue. First, of course, is your Titebond. This is Titebond 2, and we'll use that for the majority of it, and we'll just pick a spot and put it on. But then we're going to do something cool we haven't ever done before. Is this is CA glue, MaxiCure CA glue, and there should be a okay. So we're going to put just a drop or 2 on the base, and we'll put the leaf in, And then we'll take the activator spray. Spray it on. So what that'll do, the wood glue will give it good strength, and already the CA glue has provided the bond, because there's no way you're going to clamp these leaves, but you don't want them to move while the regular Titebond 2 dries, which can take a minimum of 30 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll take a paper towel and we'll wipe the glue squeeze out, but we'll get a few of these leaves going first. And so basically what you get there is we'll put the next leaf on the same way. I thought about doing this after I'd attached it to the base, but that would be a challenge to do once it's attached. So again, wood glue, CA. I'm holding it with my head. That's pretty cool. All right, make sure we're on the right one. Get it in there. Activate. Boom. And we'll do that all the way up. Last part of assembly is we need to drill the bottom for the lag bolt that'll run up through the tree. So we've already marked and actually drilled a pilot hole. This is the bottom of the bottom, or the base of the bottom. We use a Forstner bit to countersink. And we'll use a regular brad point bit for the hole. And then all we'll do here is find the center and drill the brad point up through that. And put it on, thread it on, put a little bit of CA glue, and hit it with the activator, and then it'll be done.